I haven't talked about how I was married previously. I just want to talk about why that didn't work.
No one asked you, though.
Huh?
No one asked you.
I know, but I'm going to tell people.
But no, literally nobody. Austin, put up on the screen. Nobody. Here comes Justin with information no one asked for.
I married my high school sweetheart. I guess that's what you call it. I don't know. Well, I don't know what is. That's what people said. Somebody I courted through all of high school. So I went to school in North Georgia, and there was nothing to do there. And long story short, like people where I'm from, they just kind of like are together. And at the end of high school, they're just like, let's get married. And I did love her. Like she was and is. I guess she's still around. I haven't talked to her in years, but I don't want to say was because was means I'm not here anymore. Is, I guess. She was great. She was fantastic as a person. And we were together all of high school. Then I moved to Boston at 19. I got a job up there. I got offered a job on Friday, and I was so bored in Georgia that I was living in Boston on Sunday. Like I was there overnight. And I've talked about this story before, and I was very ambitious, and I worked hard, and I started to become successful, and I started to become, build a career, and I started to like evolve out of the South, which I've been a very Southern person. So anyhow, as I was living up in Boston for 6 months, I began to miss her. And because I didn't know anybody up there that much, because, obviously a 20-year-old kid moving away, it's like, you miss what home is. And so I said, let's get married, because we've been together like 7 years, like a long time. So that marriage, we did have a big wedding. We had I guess it's a big wedding. What is a big wedding? I mean, it's like everyone I knew came.
I don't know what big is. Okay, what do you need?
A couple hundred people? No, we had like a couple hundred people, because I
Justin, do you know how big a couple hundred people is?
Yeah, we had filled up the church. I mean, we had all my friends. I had a lot of friends. We had people from the church.
Are you talking about the church that we went to with Mimi before?
No.
Oh.
No.
How do I know?
No.
Why are you saying no like that? I don't know.
That was Clayton. I'm talking about in Cleveland. It was the big church in Cleveland. So a couple hundred people there. And so I got married. Now I want to talk about why it didn't work. Okay, so we get married, and it was like never good because I was too young of a person. Let's just get to that point. I was too young of a person. She was very mature and like not immature like I was. So the point is, as I lived in Boston, I worked there for a while, and then we acquired a company in California, in San Jose, and they flew me out to live there. I started getting into alcohol, a lot of alcohol, started going to concerts and meeting crazy people, started getting into drugs.
Crazy people.
Well, I was the crazy one. Like I'm sure I was the crazy one that they were meeting. They were just like, I just met a crazy guy, and other people were just like, stay away from that guy. And it was me, because I was just like this young guy with all this energy coming out of the South. I was married. I was like, I just had all this like crazy energy. So, alcohol, drugs, everything. It was just wild. She started to find out about all this, the drugs and everything, and she just didn't want to have any part of it. And she gave me chances, she gave me a lot of chances. I'm like, I want to stay with you. I'll do what you want. Okay, I'll stop doing this. I'll stop. And I would for like a minute, but I didn't want to. And so eventually she went to go visit her mom, didn't come back. And then I got a call from an attorney. Like I give her credit. Like she didn't play around. Like she gave me the chances, and at some point she was done, and then that was it. There was no more. Like she was done. So everything was through the attorney at that point. And now I understand why she did it, because she had strong feelings for me. So she had to like separate. She just had to move on, because I wasn't the person. I wasn't the person for her, because at the time I just gotten a couple DUIs for all my crazy behavior. And I was in rehab, actually, when the attorney served me. I was in rehab. So I was going through like a lot. So it was the best decision for her. Like, why would you want to be married to a guy who's like going through all, and it only got worse for me. I got like another DUI. I got arrested a couple. It was crazy, but it's everything it should be for a 26-year-old, 27-year-old person. Like, I mean, it's okay that some people go through these things when they're young, because like that's the best time to do it.
Yeah, but I don't think you should say it's everything it should be. What do you mean should be?
What do you mean?
You said it was everything that it should be for a 20-something-year-old person.
No, I'm saying like I went through what I went through because I needed to. Like I had all this wild. I had to get it all out, which is great now, because as a middle-aged man, I will never have like a midlife crisis, because there's nothing I haven't done that I want to do. There's a lot of people who don't have the experiences, and I think later on in life they have a midlife crisis, or they want to have other experiences that they never had or didn't have enough of. Whereas for me, I mean, I partied, got crazy, did a lot of dumb things, a lot of fun things, but I did it all. And I got in trouble. And then I decided I don't want to get in trouble anymore. But by that time, I was a man. I was an adult living in New York City, and I'd been divorced from her for 10 years or something. So that marriage did not work out because it wasn't meant to be, and I was wild and crazy. And I also think that we all need to be careful when we're marrying somebody when we're very young, because we develop and evolve into different people. Mm-hmm. And if I evolve into something, how could I expect the person I'm with at a young age to evolve in the same direction? Mm-hmm. It's like, it's almost impossible. So that's why when young people get married, I'm just like, okay, good luck. But if it doesn't work out, it's like, don't beat yourself up.
I mean, some people I've heard they've got married at 20 and they're 50 and still together. And that's great. But for the most part, I don't think it's a well-advised thing to get married before you are fully the person that you're going to be.
When you're young, you're not smart enough and wise enough to know that. So there's no way
you're not, because everybody knows that you're not the person you're going to be at 20. It's that they might think that no matter who that person grows to be, they're still going to want to be with this person.
Right.
It's not that they think they're always going to be the same person. They think that they're always going to want to be with the other person, though.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that if you are 20, just because you think you want to be with the other person, you're going to be evolving. But what if that person you're evolving into is like, oh, I kind of want to go that way instead?
You have the best intentions. You're like 22. You're like, you're 22, I'm 22. We love each other. Let's do it. You don't know that you're still forming as an adult, and you don't know over the horizon is going to be that adult phase of you make different decisions and you go that way and the other person goes that way. Next thing you know, you're not compatible anymore. Okay, well, you got to get divorced. Whereas later in life, you've kind of been through your stuff and you're just like, okay, I know who I am. I know who you are. If if you want to do this, it's like, I'm pretty much not changing anymore. that type of thing. Whereas like when you're younger.
You just really have to hear yourself. My God, you make it sound like, I know who you are. I know if you want to do this.
I'm not talking about you and I. I'm talking about.
Do you guys hear it though? It's like a freaking contract between
But I'm not talking
NFL
about you and
player and coach or something. I know what your skills are. I know what my skills are. If you want to, be on the same team.
Yeah. So where's my millions?
If you want to be on the same team, let's do that.
Yeah, but you're adding hyperbole to it. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Okay.
No, Justin, watch yourself.
I'm not talking about you. Okay, we'll play it. You've kind of been through your stuff, and you're just like, okay, I know who I am. I know who you are. If if you want to do this, it's like I'm trying to sum it all up in one paragraph to talk about it. So. Whatever. That's why my first marriage didn't work out, but she's lovely. And if she's not going to watch this, but I just want to say, I hope she's doing well. And because I don't like talking about, people that have been good to me in a bad way. And I don't think this came out bad, but hope she's doing well. And she was right for leaving my crazy butt. And I would have done the same thing probably sooner. So.